Hey, you there! Thank you for watching, and welcome to Fortnite Perfect. Today, I have a 3v3 ladder match here on the most amazing Neuroxys map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players. Starting up with Team 1 in the northwest and ending with Team 2 in the southeast. Starting up with Team 1's northern player, we have in Stitch Blue, it is Sailor Moon playing as a Cybern. He is a almost 1500 rated player at 1495 rating. To southwest in royal blue, it is Dreamer playing as a UEF. He is a 2184 rated player, the highest rated player on Team 1 and in the game overall. And last but not least here for Team 1, we have in Amethyst Purple, it is Gava Gava playing as an Aeon. He is a 1077 rated player. So for Team 1 side of the map, they have an Aeon, a Cybern, and a UEF. No Seraphim for Team 1, also known, of course, as the blue team. Starting off with Team 2 Southwestish player, we have Pro Sika. He is a Cybern. He is a 1570 rated. To his northeast, we have in Chevy Crimson. It is you, also known as X. And of course, I'm not going to pronounce that whole name, but even try to, because, yeah, he is, again, a Cybern as well as an 1862 rated, the highest rated player on Team 2. And rounding out Team 2's northwest direction, we have Shenbro 101. He is a Cybern as well. All Cyberns for Team 2. Orange color, orange is his color. He is a 1341 rated. And again, as a reminder, no anything else for Team 2 besides Cyberns. Again, no UEF, no Seraphim, no Aeon, which means that there are no Seraphim present in this match. Apologies to those who love to make grand entrances but always arrive late for some reason or another. Hopefully enjoy the game nonetheless. And for these 6 players on the map, let's take a look at the reclaim situation. Currently sitting at almost 10,000 mass in reclaim, which makes it 1.5k mass per player. Definitely worth fighting over. There are a couple of 800, 500 clumps kind of in the middle of the map-ish that players are definitely going to be lusting over. There is a heaping amount of mexes on the map. 1 5-star mex in the east, 2 quads west of that. There's another quad here and another 5-star mex mex position down there. Another, let's say, 6-star mex position down here as well. There are a couple of one-offs dotted around the main land masses for these two teams, but is, going to be pretty much focused on those big expansion points. There's no other mexes in the water or on the tiny little islands. Maybe we'll see maybe a radar system up here would be maybe the only thing we see, and a little bit of navy, maybe possibly, but very thin environment in terms of naval warfare. So I expect it to be maybe just hover tech, or in Team 2's case is just sink underneath the surface of the water tech. So we'll see where our players ended up going. There is a couple avenues of attack in terms of land, water to land engagements. This up here in the northeast is not going to be traversable unless you get some distance building. So not really viable for Team 2, but is viable for Team 1. Again, similar situation in the west for Team 2. And probably the main engagement point for our two teams is going to be in the middle. But with things kind of just divided pretty evenly in terms of, well, to everything, probably going to be focused more on air, I expect. So we'll see what our players end up deciding to go with in terms of their strategies. We do see T2 starting here for Gava. Gava on the shoreline. Probably going to build some T2 PD just to secure that avenue point. Definitely a good place there. Probably could put some artillery pieces up on those upper plateaus as well. And of course, some missile launchers and TMD and all of the T2 goodness dotted around in our players is not lineup, what would you call that? Inventories, maybe? Available blueprints, something, whatever the grouping of structures would be called. Navy pointed out by you. Team 1 has started a naval facility up here to the north. That is Sailor Moon's position. He is a Cybern, so that is one avenue of Navy that could be utilized, is the Salem T2 destroyers with their little spider little legs popping out from underneath them, being able to traverse both land and sea engagements. We do see Navy in the southwest as well. It is UEF. So we do see Drimmer has access to the Governor class cruiser. He's the only one in the game that has access to a TAC missile spam nonsense cruiser in the game. Sensor package is done for Gava Gava in the middle. which gives Team 1 a little bit more vision in said middle of the map. But there's really not a lot of raiding going down from either team. I do see maybe a T1 mech that's been taken up by a bomber or so, but there's really not a whole lot of stuff going on. Again, players essentially trying to eco up very, very quickly and get to more, not sustainable armies and air forces, but just better air forces and armies. We do see distance building is started for Gava Gava trying to invade Team 2 that way. I don't know if it'll be that effective. There are some Team 1 and T2 AA places being constructed in terms of AA and PD, trying to thwart Team 2's advances on denying said expansion, but I wouldn't be surprised to see some bombers from somebody on Team 2 to just kind of wipe that out very, very quickly. We do see Shenbro moving into intercepting, and there is a Team 1 PD. He does have to be a little bit careful of that, but it does look like that position is not really tenable long term. Maybe a couple more minutes more, but maybe nothing more than that. Looks like Navy still being expanded upon. No, oh, the upgrade has been started here for Team 1, so there goes that T2 Navy avenue of attack. I was thinking of the word for it, but kind of lost my train of thought there for a second. T3 air is done for you in the southeast, almost before 11 minutes. Team 1 working on theirs, a little bit behind, but nothing too bad. We do see another T3 air facility being upgraded too. So 2 air players for Team 1 and 2 air players for Team 2 as well. Love to see both players using the exact same thinking there. T2 PD outranging the T1 PD and wiping out that position in the middle of the map. Not really going to be, again, that tenable. Couple of missiles outbound from Team 2's Pro-Sika position. We do see there is some TMD somewhere because it looks like the missiles got shot down. I don't know where they went, but it looks like they got shot somewhere. Oh, no, they went for these mexes first. They didn't go for the back mexes is what I thought they were going for, but those look like a little bit of mass assassinations here for Team 2. Love to see that. And we do see that Team 2 in the mass department is at 480-ish versus Team 1's 380-ish. So about 100 mass in favor of Team 2 per second. T2 Navy is done in the northeast. T2 started for Sailor Moon's Calm in the north-ish. And T3 air is done for him as well, which is also done for Team 2's Pro-Sika as well. Siska. I was saying Sika on it's Siska. Apologies for the mispronunciation there. It looks like T2PD's again still trying to keep this position online, but don't really expect it to live much longer than that. The land facility is gone. Gun upgrade has been started here for Shen in the middle as well, and stealth immediately right after that. And I would assume nano even immediately right after that as well. Let's have some engineer assistance to speed up that upgrade. No, not going for nano, interestingly enough, but is going for more PD to, again, drive away Gaba Gaba. We do see that destroyer. Is he going to pop onto land? Looks like he will. So the first naval to land-based units have been deployed and are being used against Team 2. And Team 2 did not go into Navy at all, did not want to fight in that theater of war, I guess. Trying to focus more on, I guess, their air and their eco, which they are doing very, very well in doing that. 630 versus Team 1's 480. So that lead is extending for Team 2. Land invasion inbound from Gava Gava going after this position. Team 1 PD is going to be spammed up in time, but some engineers will die in the process. But it looks like it'll be a defense nonetheless for Team 2. We do see a couple of those destroyers hanging out, just bombarding this quad mix position up here for Shen. He's going to lose 24 mass per second there. Is it the end of the world? No, but it is a loss nonetheless. Lots of units in patrol pit of the northeast, just in case Team 2 launches any sort of land assault. They'll have some sort of response. And a base being brought online for Sailor Moon up here, closer to that little avenue of attack. Again, Team 2 making no real not even progress. He attempts on trying to get to Team 1 side of the map on land. We do see a Wagner in the water, but it's probably just for scouting more than anything else. There are a couple of blazes being deployed by Gava Gava once again to raid a couple of mexes in the middle here for Shen. He's kind of getting beat up by all of that oppressive firepower, both in the long range department and the short range department. T3 3 artillery being deployed against these destroyers. It'll be a little bit of friendly fire here, but it does look like Team 2 has dealt with some of those units quite nicely with that little bit of kill boxing there. T3 brick on patrol, and that will kill off that remaining blaze. That Mex does get eliminated. Easy fix for Team 2. Air expansion going on well for you, as well as for his second teammate, or his, not second teammate, but his second air player teammate of Pro Siska. Stealth, sorry, not stealth, but shield started for Gava Gava in the water to the north. How is Team 1's air player doing over here to the west? Not really expanding too much. Looks like he's spamming out a couple of kennel stations, though. To the east of that location, another air player for him is expanding as we speak. So again, Team 2 putting a lot of stock into air. We'll see if that ends up being their way of winning, or their way of victory, or their means of defeat, because they're not really focusing on much anything else. There is a lot of air, like I said, online for Team 2. It is not super easy to counter air, depending on how much stuff is there. But Team 1 could easily go for mobile and stationary AA and call it a day, and shields as well, just in case Team 2 deploys gunships or bombers. So again, it can be countered, at least theoretically easy, but in practice is kind of a different story. Lots of Vipers going to just rip apart that Obsidian T2 tank, and it looks like the Obsidian has kind of had enough of that, and now Shen is moving in to intercept it personally. 18 minutes on the clock. The EU situation still favoring Team 2, but Team 1 is starting to catch up. 870 to 700. I believe it was almost 200. But looks like it's staying about that actually as well. So nothing really in catching up for Team 1, but there is an effort at a minimum. The lead is still going in Team 2's direction. For now, a couple of bricks. I think the first units to cross the middle river thingamajigging for Team 2. Looks like they might not make it too far in. There's some T1 bombers over the top. I would assume there's more inbound, and I would assume maybe there's a gunship or something being deployed here shortly to deal with those. T1 bombers are focusing on this unit. Looks like Gava Gava moving in to assist. Bricks are targeting some Mexes. T2 PD trying to be deployed. That's not going to be built in time. That T2 Mex is not dead yet, and is paused on an upgrade to T3 gunships being deployed. We'll rip that brick apart pretty quickly. Eastern side looks like they're trying to make another attempt, but Team 2 has beefed up their defenses at least a little bit more. T3 mobile and T2 artillery to the west. Looks like that'll be pretty much more than enough to deal with these units, but we are seeing a couple more losses in the Mex department for Team 2 on the eastern side. And Team 2 looks like they're suffering a power outage, because they are dropping eco very quickly. No? Weird. Maybe just Team 1 was on a power outage the entire time, maybe? That's why they were behind so much. But Team 1 has caught up considerably in that eco game. 900 to almost 900 for Team 1. They've crossed that lead very quickly. Or, sorry, narrowed that lead very quickly. Yeah, it makes me think it had to have been power related. But that power related was going for a while. Maybe just Mexes were finished very quickly, one after the other. Upgrading, that sort of thing. There is a couple of losses in Mexes. 1, 2, 3 of them right here. Are they T3 or are they T2? They're T2, T2, and I would assume T2. So again, it isn't T3, so I'm kind of surprised by that massive jump in lead that now Team 1 is barely in that lead, speaking of which. So they're really hunkering down on their eco management. See a couple of Team D in the base here on this plateau trying to deal with all of those annoying little missile launchers on board those cruisers from Drimmer. We do see his air grid is expanding a little bit, and he's actually decentralizing it, making sure that any cascade doesn't affect the entire system. Not really happening over here to the east, but it's thin, so that cascade isn't going to be as bad. Nuke spotted by Team 1. It is almost done, so that's what Pro Siska's been up to. He has 2 Omnis, and they're right next to one another. Not really that great in terms of coverage, but he has a backup. So that's good, but I feel like P-Gen's blowing up kind of will blow up both of those, but anyway. Those look like the missiles are focusing on this base here for Shen, and that is not going to probably last that much longer due to the oppressive firepower of said cruisers, but there's a lot of ASFs online here for Team 2. You sitting at 130, and his teammate of Siska in the air sitting at 47, so almost 200 ASFs for Team 2. And Nuke is outbound. There's no way that there's an SMD online and loaded fast enough, and it's going after this air grid. This SMD a better chance of trying to get loaded before, but I don't think that's, of course, going to happen. Nuke is sailing overhead. It is not a full 20 by 20 map, so that Nuke has a little bit less travel time to get to the other side. And here comes the Nuke, first one of the game. We'll kill off the T3 air headquarters, the SMD, a couple of engineers, and a couple of mexes, cutting Team 1's eco down actually considerably. It looks like that's a power outage, most likely. Yep, Gava Gava's lost some power, and it looks like Sailor Moon is also down on power. So it looks like some assistance in power. Not shifting, but sharing was happening. And the huge loss in power grid for Team 1 drops the eco now to 1,000 to 1.3k. Team 2 is back in the lead in terms of that, and that Nuke is going to load once again. That's wow, that Nuke is loading very quickly. Already almost half loaded once again. Looks like Ras has been started for Pro Siska. Not going to be too happy about that loading of the Nuke, but he is getting that upgrade very, very quickly. And that will be able to help his eco out just a little bit more, getting 57 mass on board. That, sorry, that's not 57, that's negative 57. Should be like 30 something. He's building him, yeah, it's, sorry, 13, not 30 something, 13, and then a couple of thousand of power. Like that 57 makes no sense. In the northeast, Brick's trying to get onto land. Again, there is no way up to this upper plateau position. So this is just a mech assassination game, drawing the attention of the entire fleet from Sailor Moon. Nice distraction tactics. It does allow for his teammate of you to move in and push into the water and try to use those bricks effectively in that regard. It does kill off none of the mexes, but again draws the entire attention away. We have a couple of slivers being deployed to deal with these bricks, but again, they're very much like their small, or their big brother of the megalith, where they just have a lot of hit points and a lot of torpedoes, and they're very, very annoying to deal with. Western side is kind of receiving a lot of firepower from Team 1's cruisers. You can kind of see their now ineffectiveness at pushing further in. They can try to go for this position, but good luck. There's so much TMD there, but they're not going to get that much more value out of it. Team 2's, again, concentrating their stuff really far into the corner, at least decently far. Another Nuke is about to launch. How is that SMD loading for Team 1? It is loaded, so that will be able to thwart one missile. There is a Nuke being built by Drimmer as well, so trying to fight back in that regard. And again, those bricks are now making landfall. And there's an SMD about to be loaded here. Looks like that is going to be the target. Team 1 should have adequate defenses for this. Nuke is outbound. It makes the play for this group of T2 mexes over here, so nothing super mission critical. They don't go for this base. There is an SMD, and it is loaded, which probably explains why he didn't go for it. Team 1 really, really quick on getting those SMDs online. Is there one back here? No, but I think with the two up front, that should be enough. Here comes the Nuke. Kaboom! Wipes out 5 mexes here. Actually, no, sorry, 6 mexes here. Dropping Team 1's eco a little bit more. Looks like their power, of course, situation is now dealt with, and they're getting back online in that regard. Stealth started for you in his main base, going for Nano. Nope, not going for Nano. Nobody on Team 2 wants to go for Nano for some reason. Just wants to stay at Stealth. We do see SMDs loaded here for Team 2. Looks like they're building one there. There's one there and one there, which is almost loaded. Love the backups. And oh, there is one in this base as well. So there's a backup for the backup and a backup back here. Wow, SMDs being built everywhere for Team 2. But again, lots of clumps of mexes are being eliminated. Their eco availability is starting to diminish. They can always go to manufactured mass. But again, that is more volatile than just going for the mexes. Shield starting here for Team 1's Drimmer. He has T2 and Ras on board. Nuke is done, getting a lot of assistance from the adjacency of those P-gens and getting some engineers to do so as well. And some shields to protect it in case of any sort of bombers or gunship raids. Team 2, speaking of ASFs, currently sitting at almost 300, and Drimmer sitting at 118. There's, of course, a couple of squadrons for Sailor Moon. Sitting at, actually, not even a couple, just one squadron of ASF. So Team 2 heavily in the We Own Air department, almost at 200. Sorry, 200,000. 200 more ASFs than Team 1. Stacking up bombers here for Team 2. We know where that's going. So we'll see if that is going to be the end of Team 1's nuke aspirations. Looks like ASF's being handed over to you again, so even more ASF stacking up on that grouping for you. Nuke is about to be reloaded once again, so number 3 started, and an artillery piece next door. It's going to be very, very useful for picking apart a couple of those more weaker shield emplacements. Colossus is done. I believe that's the first experimental of the game, maybe. There is a monkey over here for Shen. He's getting another one online, probably in response to said Colossus. In order for that Colossus to take out the TMD up here, he has to go southeast and then completely west. So essentially he has to run into the base here for Shen. It does look like this TMD base up here is now gone. There's just so many cruisers online. It doesn't really matter. And of course the Colossus is tall enough to just peek over the side and rip apart whatever he wants to. How is that nuke loading for Team 1? It's about to load. Team 2's nuke is going to fire immediately. So I wonder where it's going. It's going for this position, it looks like. And we do see bombers over the top going after that Colossus. Drives it back into the water. And that will be the end of that advancement for now. That SMD nearby should be able to cover that position. No, just barely does not. And there's 4 T3 mexes here with an Omni. So it's going to be a lot of stuff for Team 1 to lose. That's 108 mass a second for Team 1. Just vaporized. Team 1 will drop their lead, essentially sitting where Team 2 is. Team 1, again, is in the lead at 2k mass. Let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game. Of course, if you haven't done so already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. We have that nuke is inbound. And like I said, it will land. Maybe the curve might be enough to eke it over the edge for that SMG to fire. Nope, not enough. Here comes the nuke. And kills off again that 108 mass a second plus the Omni. There's probably a backup somewhere in terms of the Omni tech, but maybe not. More SMDs being built by Team 1. The nuke is loaded. Is going to fire immediately. Another SMD being heavily loaded and shielded up and PD'd up as well. Team 2 has access to 3 potential telemaser commanders because they are all Cybran. Team 1 only has 1. And everybody made it past 30 minutes. So, hey, there's that. Nice compliments there for everybody. I don't think this will be a calm action game in terms of actual, shots or lasers being thrown at one another. Personally, we'll see if anybody does end up going that route, but it wouldn't be the first match. I think the last ladder match, was it the last one? Was it the one before that? One of the ladder matches from last week, I think, was the first one I ever casted with no com-on-com action. Sailor Moon done with an experimental. Team 2's naval aspirations are kind of dead in the water, so not really fun there for them. We do see on the western side still Team 1 has a hold on it. Team 2 has been losing map control, or they have map control, but losing map just percentage pretty steadily. We do see artillery raining in on the air grid here for Team 1. Kind of missing some of those shots, unfortunately. And it does look like the T3 Air headquarters is the target. Definitely a smart one to go after. You knock out their headquarters and you can no longer build T3 Air units. Second artillery has been thought about. More shielding has been thought about. Lovely thinking about that there. And nuke is half loaded once again. That's number 4, I believe. Because the first one was here. The second one was over there. And the third one was over there. Yep. Look at this eastern side. Team 2 again just constantly losing territory. Just cannot keep anything on the short line. This is too expensive. And that air grid's still fine for now. It is concerning there's no shielding yet around it. Oh, shot right in the middle. Another one inbound. Gonna strike right next to that T3 air headquarters. But I think the Pigeons being kind of less in number does help out with that volatility. of the emplacement. There is that Colossus in the water. I think it's been regenning for a while. The Monkey Lord's laser is actually barely poking up, which able to fire. The Colossus can't really target it. That's unfortunate. Or at least isn't able to get a nice alignment on it. Brick's pushing in the middle though, and how is that air grid doing? Not too hot. Shield has been started. I don't think it'll be much longer before that thing is kind of just not healthy at all. Nuke is about to fire once again. Where is it going this time? Looks like it's going to this position. There's really not a whole lot here though. It looks like it's just trying to be a slow elimination of Team 1 in terms of a landmass. That way, air grid is gone. The headquarters is fine, however, which will be a saving grace here for Drimmer. Northeast, lots and lots of destroyers trying to ground fire those harms, and unfortunately, the harms are perfectly fine. The AoE on board those destroyers is not wide enough to target it or actually hit it. T3 is probably going to be the call, which we do see is being deployed now. That's a lot of mass. That's a lot of energy. A lot of APM being just, again, tied up in this air naval engagement over here. Team 2 doesn't really have to put so much thought into it. But again, that nuke is outbound. The air headquarters is still the target. Nope, looks like it switched ideas on what it's going after. Looks like it's going after the nuke. There is a Mavor started up here on the ridge. Love it to see that. And kaboom, nothing really there. Counter nuke online here for Team 1, and it's going after maybe this position. Yep, this position is gone. A couple of loyalists up here. Redirect missile systems on board. But again, nothing too damaging. The second artillery piece is done, going for third, and again fourth, or third and then fourth technically. Ooh, that's a lot of strat bombers. 32 of them, in fact. They do see, again, a scatter shield and a shield. They may know something's up here, but for now they don't know anything. Here comes that nuke. Kaboom! Again, takes out a couple of mexes for Team 2, but nothing super damaging. Both teams kind of staying at 2k eco in terms of mass per second in that regard. Again, second artillery landing on the nuke position. Team 1 probably going to lose that. There is a couple of P-gens here. That's probably not going to live to tell the tale. Ooh, yeah, it's not looking too good here for that nuke for Team 1. Do they have any backup plans in terms of anything else? They have their own artillery over there. Another nuke outbound. They're going to fire it before it is destroyed. Again, they have that Mavoids building. It's already 25% done. That is going to be probably their trump card. Trying to see if that will be the end-all, be-all. Second artillery done for Siska. And second one almost done for you, starting a third one as well. We have a lot of potential artillery pieces for both teams, but mainly for Team 2 in terms of number, Team 1 in terms of quality. We do see another kaboom taking out that very, very annoying TMD base that has been online for, in Team 1's opinion, far too long. Nuke hanging in there, but I don't know. No one's died yet. Closing in on 40 minutes since the match has started. Producing Monkey in the water down here, just again being very, very annoying, trying to peek out its laser to try to do some damage to some of those cruisers up there. And there is that Colossus over here. It is badly damaged. The laser is in range for Team 2, and Team 1's Colossus, for some reason, isn't targeting it. And it looks like you saying they have artillery, find it, and it's right here. I found it. There you go. And artillery is still landing on that nuke. There's now 3 of them trying to kill that thing off. It is a lot of artillery to tie up on one location. I feel like you could probably take out the air grid here. Probably take out just the base for Gaba Gaba. And they don't know anything in the northeastern corner. That is Team 1, not Team 2. They still only know about, just those 2 little emplacements there. The artillery is in... it's actually kind of slowed down, actually. That's a little unfortunate for Team 1, but hey, it's still being built nonetheless, so progress is being made. And the nuke still online. Heavy assistance on that T2 shield, T3 shielding. But, the shield is down. Not good. One nicely played. Shield's back online. Never mind. Looks like the artillery from Team 1's Sailor Moon has been spotted, and aspirations to build another one are kind of going out the window. Ooh, nice grab there. Takes out a chunk of those generators. And it looks like that's going to be the end of that artillery piece. Most of the shielding is already gone. New shielding. Oh, and there it goes. Yep. Wasn't going to last much longer after that. There's 4 artillery pieces online for Team 2, number 5 and number 6 coming online. Nuke is now second load. Is it first load or second load? First load. Apologies. That is just a lot of artillery. So much. If that Maywar comes online, I don't know if it has the shielding or the time to deal with all of these. I mean, it definitely has the firepower, of course, but I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be enough. There's a lot of air online for Team 2, and Team 1 doing a very good job of essentially trying to blind or keep Team 2 blinded to what Team 1 is up to. SACU is being defeated by a couple of laser weapons from Team 1, both in the eye department and both in the top of the head department. And it looks like those, again, SACUs, some of them are combat and preset, some of them are, they the AA version? No, they're the, what version are those? Are they the, yeah, are they the AA weapon ones? I can't remember. Doesn't look like they are. Anyway. There is a crab emerging from, that's a crab, that's a monkey emerging from the water once again. And it looks like the artillery has targeted the air grid for Sailor Moon, so no air for Team 1, at least no new air for Team 1. And the Nuke still alive, so that's something that Team 1 can be happy about. Looks like more cruisers being able to pick apart a couple of AA defenses, but again, oh no, that's a missile ship, never mind. Which I guess, you know, missiles nonetheless, but Monkey is still online. They took out the monkey here from Sailor Moon. This monkey will die, but it'll be in service to keeping those SACUs online. I think that'll be enough. I don't know, we'll see. One of those things, sort of thing. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 artillery pieces for Team 2. Number 6 is almost done. Team 1, how's your Maywar doing? It's not even in the green yet. 42 minutes. Again, that's going to be the end-all, be-all. If this thing comes online next couple of minutes and stays online for maybe 5 minutes, that might be enough. You can take out all of this. You'll probably kill off Siska because he's next to some pigeons and, of course, the Nuke. And then all of this down here. There are a lot of gunships. There's a lot of ASF spy planes are inbound. Unfortunately, if anything gets essentially back to that SMD, they are going to see what's up there. But look at that cleansing of the spy plane by Team 1. Very good use of mobile, stationary, and whatnot AA, keeping Team 2 unaware of what's going on anywhere past essentially their main line. You know, this is what Team 2 knows about and can see. This is what Team 1 knows about and can see. They know about at least these 2 artillery pieces. Of course, they know where the Nuke is. They don't know about any of the other ones. So both teams doing a pretty good job of essentially keeping the other blind to what they're up to. But again, with all the artillery landing, Team 2 knows Team 1 knows that, you know, there's more of them out there. They just don't know where they are. Maywar, how's it doing? It's in the green. Over 75% done, and that artillery is getting very close. I will look at the rain. Ooh, I didn't look at that. These, let's see, is this artillery piece in range? No, none of those are in range. What about the ones for Pro Siska? Is this one in range? That one of them is in range. That's it. I don't think the other ones are. Look at that. Barely out of range of that Maywar. Only one of them is. That's 5 of their 6 artillery pieces that cannot destroy the Maywar. Unfortunate. Nuke outbound from Team 2. Don't know where it's going. Maybe it's going for the naval base up here. Let's see where it's going. Oh, up here to the north. Another explosion happens. They kill off Sailor Moon with artillery pieces. First kill of the game. 44 minutes on the clock. And that goes to you. There was a combined effort, I would assume, between you and Pro Siska, I would imagine. Well, maybe not. Maybe it's just U's artillery pieces. But anyways, drops this game to a 3v2. Gives a lot more eco to Drimmer, which means that Maywar will probably finish a lot quicker. And it is now done. Look at that thing in all of its glory. Gotta love it. There was a Mavor a couple of games ago that did very, very well. We'll see if this one can repeat it or not. As this quantity versus quality essentially is what the idea is going to be in this case. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 right here. Look at them all. Look at all those guys. Oh man, that's what? 4 for you, and then there's 3 here. There's another one being built. Does Team 2 know about it finally? They do not. Just putting everything on artillery. And where's the Mavor going to be shooting at first? I would assume this location. Nuke is outbound. 150,000 mass kill with that Nuke. It's done very, very well for itself. Going after this position, another grouping of mechs is going to be eliminated. Looks like maybe SMDs are going to be the target. Looks like it's still that Nuke though. Shielding around Pro Siska's position is falling. And a very, very well-placed Mavor shot will be the end of Pro Siska. Here comes the shot. Here comes the Nuke. Boom, kills off another grouping of mexes. Again, Team 1, Team 2 staying roughly at a 2k mass. Pro Siska does take some damage. Oh, not looking too good. One more good shot and he's dead, but it looks like he'll be out of damage, or out of danger, I should say, of dying. It looks like everything is kind of not going well, and he's gonna know about the Mave, or at least assume it's a Mave just because of all the damage. And if you're looking at the shell landing, it's very unique. So it's just it's like a tiny little Billy Nuke essentially, but a lot more just long range nonsense. Oh, the Nuke not looking good. There goes the Nuke. Team 1 losing SMD defense pretty much. Is there an SMD up here? Yes, there is. Is it loaded? No, it's not. But Team 2 does not have a secondary Nuke. So that's kind of it's not really a concern at this point. Nuke, again, is down. The artillery, 2 of them are now down. The ones in the back aren't really that much of a worry. This one is a worry, and this one will be as well. And that Mavor has done very, very well for itself, getting a 205,000 mass killed and a satellite now built on that upper plateau. Drimmer is just going to, fortify himself up there and just say, nope, I don't care. Don't really care if 90% of the map is under Team 2's control. That's really going to be the end of it there in terms of his aspirations for going anywhere else. He has his big ticket item, and he's going to just run with it. And here comes that satellite. It's going to give him a lot of vision on Team 2's side of the map. Lots of bombers are still stacked up here. Once they find that Mavor, if they've noticed it's a Mavor, which I would hope they have at this point, that's going to be the only thing that Team 2 is going to target. So many ASFs. We have over 500 of them, 140 of which are bingo on fuel, which they're still effective, they're just not as fast. Second satellite is coming online. And we do see, where's the artillery landing? It's going over here to the east. Takes out Team 2's U, it looks like. Yep, it's been defeated by the Mavor shot. Nice grab there. U strats to go along top, says U. Nice kill here from Team 1. Drops this game to a 2v2. They know where the Mavor is now. They absolutely can see it. And that is the only thing they're going to be going after from here on out. Artillery landing on the shields, but I think 2 of them isn't going to be enough. Actually, 1 of them is still online. The second one is not done yet. And then this grouping of artillery is not going to last much longer after that. There goes the first of the 4 artillery pieces. Go in with air, says you. Sooner rather than later, because it's not going to matter eventually. AA is dribbled about the position here up here for Drimmer. Drizzled, not dribbled, drizzled. And there's a lot more AA back here. So there is going to be a hefty resistance going that way. With the bombers already eliminated. That's a lot of dead bombers. I think that was Team 2's only avenue. They might try to go this way on the western side, but I don't know. More artillery is probably not going to be the way to do it. You have to build them essentially where Pro Siska is. He could probably go for... No, Scathis wouldn't be it. He has another artillery piece over here. That's close enough. See, that's going to reach that upper plateau there. It's going to be a race against time. Can Drimmer eliminate all of the positions of artillery before it kills him or the Mavor or both? Shielding not holding terribly well, but there's a lot of assistance on a couple of them, so that might be enough to just stem the tide of the wave. Artillery is gone almost immediately after it's done. Another one is being built here. I don't think that's going to last much longer. This one is the main concern. Once this one is gone, that's probably the game, because there's no strats anymore, so they've lost that avenue of attack. There's still artillery shells raining in. I feel like there's more artillery pieces that I just haven't noticed. No, it's just because they were the remnants of those other shots. That's one shell at a time is not going to be enough. Make bricks as you. It's not going to matter, I think, at this point. More and more pigeons being wiped out. How is Pro Siska's power reserves doing? Oh, perfectly fine. No issues there. Looks like SMDs are the target here for Team 1's Mavor. Ooh, grabs that SMD. It doesn't matter because they don't have a nuke anymore, do they? No, I don't see a nuke anymore, so I don't know why they're targeting SMDs, but okay. I feel like they should be targeting artillery. Second artillery piece now redone here. And I don't think this one's in range. I mean, yeah, it's in range to hit the shielding at least, so that's something. Something's better than nothing, right? I don't know why it's going after the space down here. Does Team 1 not know about these other two pieces? Oh, they do know about them. Okay. I don't know why they're not targeting them. Looks like artillery now landing on Shen's position. Not really having a lot of shielding to protect him. I think this might just be the end for Team 2. Go land, says you. Yeah, there is an avenue on land. Again, the main issue is the upper plateau situation. They could probably clean out most of Team 1, but they still have to go through that, little avenue of annoyance, which is, again, scaling the cliffside there. There are a couple of crabs running around, but I just don't think there's enough. One artillery piece is down. Shielding around the second one is gone, or pretty much gone. Emitters are being targeted. Kills off a chunk of those SACUs. Pro Siska's moving. There's another artillery piece back here, but again, this one I don't think is in range as well. Yeah, that's not really going to help. We have a couple of... Yeah, they are AA presets. That's what I thought. It's like, aren't they AA presets? And that's what the second upgrade is, yeah. Oh, here comes that artillery shell. Does it strike the... Nope, doesn't strike him. But still only one remains. There's two more online, so there's three of them in total. Some of them are in range, but not really. There's an avenue down the middle. SACU's trying to punch through. But like I said, there's so much territory they have to essentially run through. I don't think it's going to be enough time before that Mavor kills everything else off. Is that number 4 satellite? Is that number 3? It looks like it's number 3. One maybe being kept in reserve just in case. But at this point, I just don't think there's that much left here for Team 2 to do. There goes Team 2's player of Pro Siska due to maybe satellite, maybe Mavor, but maybe a little bit of both. That leaves Shen, the last remaining player for Team 2. Biplanes over top. How many SAMs do you have? Do you have any? Yeah, a lot. There's a lot of them. SACU is running amok. They are doing pretty well considering, but there's just not enough remaining, I think, from Team 2 in terms of long-range options. There goes that last artillery there. 150. That's a lot of AA. Jeez. And it's actually SAM sites. It's not T3 guided flak. It's just straight SAM sites for the entire game. 2200 3v3 player moves. I mean... to be fair, he saw the writing on the wall where there was so much artillery raining in on Team 2. He has to, do something about it. And that's one way to do it. And there goes Team 2, Shen. Looks like it was, I don't know if it'll tell me. And there's a desync at the end, but that doesn't matter because it's the end of the match. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. MVP, I mean, the guy built the Maver and the guy won with the Maver. And there goes the quality over quantity thing where, sometimes quality is the one that beats out and sometimes quantity is the one that beats out. So just gotta be aware of your ranges on the artillery head. Team One's drummer put it maybe here or something, that would have been a huge difference, and a lot more artillery could have been in range or would have been in range and killed that off. So something to watch out for is the limitations on those T3 artillery pieces because they're not end-all be-alls. But again, thank you so much for watching. I really, really do appreciate it, and I will see all of you in the next one.